Day at Lanes Raceway, the Rookie Rumble. Thought that old Glenn Burton was going to hop in on this one, but he's busy watching the NASCAR race. Him and a couple other guys, which can't say I blame them. They're at Chicago, they're playing, I believe, racing on a GP track, so that's kind of cool. But anyways, we got our racers here: Jay Latham, Jackson Daugherty, Dalton Daugherty, and Carson Ross. They're ready to rumble for sure. And all we've been hearing today is thunder and rumble here at Lanes Raceway. Lots of rain, lots of thunder, lots of rumbling. All right, racers, are you ready? We're missing a car there on White Lane. Everybody stickered up to the correct sticker. My wife is, of course, going to be track marshaling for this heat as we get this baby up underway. Of course, I know Jackson, Dalton, and Carson, they've been biting at the bit. They've been in the text messaging and, or I guess it ain't text messaging, but they've been in the messaging. Oh, we get two cars coming off here in the high bank corner. But they've been in the messaging there on Twitch during our LMP Thunder race. I don't know why I got that red mark down there on my whiteboard, but nonetheless, not something I really like that much. That'd be easy to fix later on, though. Jay Latham there, he's running on the high side red lane as we see the car of Dalton just pop right out of the lane for some reason. Oh, maybe to get involved in an incident there, possibly. That's what it might have been. The Aflac 99 car, Jay Latham. Man, what a good-looking car. That's kind of the type of bodies we can make up here at Lanes Raceway. If interested, we can make those. Currently, I'm out of the film, though. I got to look at his car here real quick. Somebody please look at his car or something up with it.
Thanks, Randy.
Glenn Burton's going to take a look at that car and see if there's anything wrong with it. Keeps popping out. Could just possibly be a braid issue. Minute and 45 seconds left to go. Jay Latham 5 laps, Carson 5 laps, Jackson 5 laps, and Dalton 1. Of course, Dalton's had some serious car trouble here so far. Glenn Burton, one of our pro racers here, and we love Glenn being around here for sure as he helped out there. But Dalton's car coming off yet again for some reason. I might have to take a look at it, so probably needs a block. Bring that car to me, please. For one moment, folks, I'll be right back with you. I'm going to take a look at this car.
I keep messing up.
All right, back in the booth. I really couldn't tell much that was going on there, but nonetheless, we took a look at it. Hopefully he just was overdriving it there as we go by green racing here. All these guys have been impressing me here lately with their increased skills here at the track. They go in 3 wide there down on Dead Man's Corner. Wow, that's all I can say. We see Dalton there trying to gain up some of those laps on green, doing a pretty good job so far as he dive bombs down low. He's actually catching the car down below him on orange. That's Carson Ross. We'll see if he can make that pass successfully, but it doesn't look like Carson's wanting to lift. We're going to find out here right now, and Carson didn't lift, but he was able to make the pass. Now he's going to go for another one there on red lane. He passes Jay Latham. He's going to make up some of those laps here on that green lane. But down low here, we see Carson possibly needing to oil his bushings there as his car kind of falling back a little bit. Could be also a point of where he's not lifting, he's lifting too late or something like that. But I'll tell you what, the car of Dalton is flying here tonight. That old Corvette body is really holding it down, and he might be a force to be reckoned with here in the Rookie Rumble and in the Little Rumble Series if he comes and gets involved. That car is mail hauling folks there on green lane. He has turned 30 laps so far, but remember, he was 4 laps down from having car trouble right out of the gate. All I literally did was kind of bend his guide flag up a little bit to help his car stay on the track. Other than that, that's all we done. So he gets put back on there. He's brought it back down within 1 lap to Jay Latham there on green lane. His car is flat flying here tonight, and it might be the car to beat. Carson out in the lead right now with 46 total laps. Right behind him is Jackson with 46, and Jay Latham 45, 44. So our last innings on that heat is 44, 45, 47, 49. Carson's going to take the lead currently right now off of Orange Lane, followed by Jackson and Jay, and then Dalton there rounding up the very back there with a little bit of car trouble to start out with. These guys are going to do some lane rotations to try to get their cars under control, and I'll be right back with you. I'm going to leave you guys here with the current standings for our Rookie Rumble. Jackson in first, Weston in second, and Jay Latham in third. Five seconds, Racer. You better get to your marks quickly. All right, racers are rushing to get to their spots, and they're all there just in the nick of time as they took all advantage possible of that last heat there. And a lot of times the guys beat me, and they want me to hurry up and get this race rolling. But down there on blue, we see Dalton. I believe you're going to start seeing an upsurgence with this guy. His car is quite in tune here, holding down speed. As we see the car of Jay Latham come off, and he gets passed by Dalton right there for that one mistake. We also see a rider take place on red lane there. And that rider is, I can't really see, I believe it is Carson or Carson. But Action Jackson here breaking in a new motor. He might suffer a little bit of loss here tonight. I'm not for sure because I haven't seen him on any lower lanes here. But, you know, the process of breaking in a motor sometimes is somewhat tedious, depending on how hard those brushes are. And these, I will say this, the stomp motors, they're made in China. They're hit or miss. A lot of the times they're not like perfect. He is up on the upper lanes though, of course. But it looks like he's holding his own decently as he gets involved in an incident there with Carson and having a little bit of trouble getting his car put back on. But nonetheless, there we see Carson out in the lead, 67 total laps. Jackson with 67 and Dalton now with 67. It is close, folks. All Dalton really has to do is keep his car on, but he couldn't, so therefore he lost that bag of Skittles. My wife promised a bag of Skittles if he could keep it on and could not. And right now we see Carson still out in the lead. He's holding it down by 1 lap, but Jackson's really chasing him down, wanting some of that action. He's waiting on Carson to mess up. So is Dalton there, as Dalton's going to probably take over second place here coming up. And we're going to see that. He's got to make at least 1 lap, I believe. And he's right there on him, and he does so. And he makes that pass. So now Dalton's going to take second place there on blue lane. As he's down low, he's just got to aggressively keep that car on and keep pushing, keep digging, as they call it. And I'll tell you what, if he does, I think you might see Dalton take home a victory here today. He's just got to keep that car on. And being such a newcomer to the game, you know, it's exciting to see him doing so well. After that round-robin second heat, he's tied with first place, ladies and gentlemen, 97-97. Jackson there falling to third place that heat, being that high up. We'll see if he can be able to hold it down later on. 44 total laps turned, 53 total laps turned there that time for Dalton. Jay Latham there still holding it down, 50 laps on his green lane, so he's got a little bit of an answer there for Dalton. We'll see if he holds true. Right now, Carson and Dalton both averaging 48.5, 0.5 higher than Jackson. Jay down there with 47.5. We'll see if he can make a change there as he lowers down on some of the lower lanes. I'm going to leave you guys with our current pinball scores. We got some guys and gals coming in to play pinball. I'll leave you with their current scores right now as we're live with a new tournament, and we got several people already fighting off with each other, so we'll see how that turns before the end of the night. But stick around. We'll be right back with you here in just a couple minutes. All right, 1 second left to go. We're going to drop out. I'm kind of excited about what's coming tomorrow. I'm just talking here with Blake a little bit before I started the stream, and We're all going to have a little bit of a day tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow's my day off. We do a little bit of restocking and stuff like that. But we're all planning on meeting up and having a little bit of a game night, and I'm excited. Of course, Tuesday was big old 4th of July bash happening down here in Livermore, and I'm going to plan on going to that if I can get everything done. We see Josh there getting the car put back on.
Green.
One second, racers. 1 second. We're going to go back green whenever she can come in there. She's checking someone out right now.
Hold on.
I didn't know you were in here, Pete. He should have, I mean, really?
Did you forget to put the sticker on? Yep.
Anyway. Well, he got a little confused out there. Anyways, we do appreciate Josh helping out, of course, and he did his best that he could. I mean, he shouldn't know how to do it right now, but T had to help check somebody out. But we're going to go back green racing. All right, racers, are you ready?
Something happened right there in the track.
Watch your lights.
It's like bouncing me off and everything.
Anyway, like I said, just bad timing there is what we'll check that up to be, because you know, T was in here checking people out in the last 2 seconds of our break there. Usually we encourage our racers to come and check out right whenever a break takes place, because we're needed here. We have to do the track marshaling, we have to run these tracks. Don't wait till the very last moment of a break to come in here, as that puts us in a strain. And like I said, it's not Josh's job to track marshal the race, it's our job. So, you know, we got enough racers. We have the racers track marshal of the course. That's all within good competitive fun. But any other time that we're light, it's either put on the burden of me or my wife. Now, currently, we are live streaming these races, so I'm in here commentating. I've even asked T if she would come in and commentate every once in a while, but that is yet to happen. She doesn't like to be behind the camera too much. I can't say that I really enjoy it, but I do enjoy slot car racing. I do enjoy the community therein. Therefore, I got plenty to talk about. I love talking about slot car racing. Dalton, he's out there in the lead, folks. Like I said, his car is flying here today. 2.07 is his median, and 2.031 is his best lap. Jay Latham there in second place with 138. Carson rounding it up there in third place with 136. Jackson, he's starting to come down to some of the lower lanes there. He's just got to keep her on. If he does, he's definitely going to start increasing his lap outage. Dalton, of course, being down low like he is, he's going to be pulling the most laps here. And as you can see, he is by 2 laps, one up against Jay Latham. But these guys are really hauling the mail, and we get another red flag rotation. What a beautiful heat we had there. Hardly any incidents except when my wife wasn't out there to track marshal, which is kind of disappointing. But nonetheless, right now we have an average of 51 for Dalton, 49.7 for Jay, 48.3 and 48.3 for Carson and Jackson. We'll see if they can turn that around in the upcoming heats. Going to leave you guys here with the current pinball scores, and we'll get right back with you. All right, folks, we're back to going green racing. 4 red lights and a drop out to green. Excited to see. I was still continuing my conversation there with Blake. As me and him and a couple others are going to get together and have a little bit of a gaming group here. And I am super excited for the game we're fixing to play. We're fixing to play a board game called Frosthaven. Of course, also keep your eyes out for Blake as he's planning on opening up a board game store here in Livermore, just right down the road. And we've talked about it in the past about having like a little gauntlet mix up around here with some of the stuff we have here at Lanes Raceway and there. I always think the more that you can add to the entertainment of a given town, the better. And Blake's, of course, like-minded like that also. So I've always loved playing board games. It's hard to get a group of guys to play board games. So, you know, having a board game store here in Livermore is going to be perfect for me, as that's what I love to do in my spare time. I love playing board games. I love always challenging my mind one way or the other. Of course, I also love studying the Bible. And, of course, I will say this. I've been quite busy here lately. I haven't got to do it as much as I would like to. I find myself watching more and more YouTube videos of people that are actually studying it, which is, you know, it's kind of a downer in a way because I do enjoy the word very, very much. Dalton's still out in the lead, 188 total laps, followed by Jay Latham with 185. Jackson there right in the mix, 184 as he's planning on making some moves here. We get a spun gear here, it sounds like. I don't know whose gear that was, but that baby spun. Could have been Jay Latham's, I don't know, but I heard it. That might have been the car of Paul Woosley might have spun a gear there on the orange track. So we got some time put on there for Paul Woosley to test and tune his car. Of course, he just got out of the L&P Thunder race there. And for the problems that he had, didn't do too bad, really. So, you know, that's something. 189, 190 laps there, Jay Latham. 3 laps down from Dalton. 1 lap down from Jackson to Jay. Carson only 2 laps or 3 laps down from Jackson. This is still anybody's ball game. Here we are, middle of the heat here, 11 seconds to go. Excited to see these guys racing so hard. Man, every week that they come back to run this Rookie Rumble, we see more and more just hardcore racing as we see Jay Latham and Dalton there experiencing some troubles there. That actually made Jay Latham lose a position by 1 lap as my wife was able to get Jay put back on in a timely fashion, but not timely enough as Jackson ended up taking into 2nd position. Now we got 3 laps to separate Jackson from Dalton, and I know that Jackson's bloodthirsty for that check. He wants to hold both of the Rumble checks up as king of the Rumble. If he does so, we might have a special gift for Jackson just for his hard work and dedication. But nonetheless, to see his brother doing so well, just fresh out of the game here, 204 laps right out of the gate here, running hard with these boys. Exciting to see. Going to leave you guys currently with the Rookie Rumble Series race ratings, and looks like we're going to be adding Dalton to the mix on the Rookie Rumble and the Little Rumble. So stay tuned with us. We'll be back with you here shortly. All right, here we are, folks. 3 seconds left to go. We see Carson running to get his car put back on. He gets it and grabs his controller. These boys are getting better by the moment. They're all starting to oil their cars. They're starting to glue their tires, and I love to see it. The dedication these guys are having to this racing. Not to mention they are doing an exceptional job keeping their cars on. Granted, the voltage of this track for this series has been turned down a couple volts. But nonetheless, I mean, it's a good starting point for sure as we see these guys really hanging in there doing quite well. Jackson now 209 to Dalton's 213. A couple laps separate these two. We see Jackson now for the first time down on the lower lanes. In comparison to Dalton, it's all up to Dalton to keep his car on. If he does, he's going to be very hard to beat. But right there, that cost him 2 laps as he's now 219 to 218 on Jackson. Jackson, of course, like I said, he's out for blood. He's here to win, and we can see him starting to reel his brother in there as they go 3 wide through Dead Man's Corner. Jackson right there behind him as he's going to be able to pull off Carson first off here in this corner. Then next up, he's going to have to try to get past Jay there in Dead Man's Corner, getting a little sloppy sideways there. But nonetheless, he's been able to hold it in there and keep it quite quick here with these guys. All of these guys running neck and neck as we see Dolph there. That's the ticket there that he needed to see. That gained him a lap, but then he loses that lap as he comes off. So I had to hit the pause button there. It was taking a little bit too long of a time to get that car back on. He lost a little bit more than what he should have lost, but nonetheless, he gets put back on there, and he takes on the inside of Dalton there. He's able to make the pass. Dalton right there with him. I don't know if they made contact there in Dead Man's Corner or not. The wife just about capitalized over top of Jackson, but Jackson's able to keep it up in front of him there, now having 3 laps down from Jay, 1 lap. And Dalton now regaining the lead there with 246 total laps. I'm starting to get a little bit confused here from the colors of the bodies versus the colors of where they're located and their names swapping around. But nonetheless, I'll digress here. First, second, and third is Dalton Daugherty, Jay Latham, and Jackson Daugherty. That's your top 3 positions. Carson there really close in 4th position. That's going to round up your round robin heat. 5 of 11 as we move on into the next heat. We can see 50.8 and 50.6 and 50.4. Those are your top 3. We're literally tenths of laps separating these guys. That's how tight and close these guys are. All these guys are rookies. I mean, I guess Jay technically would not be considered a rookie by today's standards, but here a rookie for Lanes Raceway. Nonetheless, all these guys neck and neck, just a couple tenths off. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Nonetheless, I guess that was a little bit of a chant there. What do you call it? A little bit of a cheerleading squad movement there. But that's what I kind of see when I see these numbers. 8, 4, 6, 8. 49.8 Carson, 50.4 Jackson, 50.6 Jay, 50.8 Dalton. And total laps 254, 253, 252, 249. It's still anybody's ball game. It's just all going to boil down to about 3 or 4 wrecks, actually. So stick around with us, and we'll be back in here in about a minute or so. I'll leave you here with the current pinball scores as they're going to start going up. More and more people's going to start getting in. So keep an eye on those also. right, here we go. Round robin heat 6 of 8. I just kind of talked about my wife about what we might name our next series, and just in kind of like keeping in the rhythm of certain things. You know, we're planning on running dirt late models and stuff like that. I was thinking about maybe having a rookie series called the Dirty, and then the intermediate series called the Filthy, and then the pro series, or no, I'm sorry. The Dusty is going to be the rookie series, the Dirty, the intermediate, and the Filthy 5 for the pro series. And of course the Filthy 5 meaning 5-minute heats. And I think that would be kind of cool. So the Dusty, the Dirty, and the Filthy 5. Let me know if you like that. If you do, let me know on Facebook or something. The Dirty, the Dusty, the Filthy 5. Dalton's still out in the lead. He's holding it down by a couple laps here. Jay Latham's trying to reel it in. We also see Jackson there with 273 as he's trying his best to reel it in. My wife there, you know, doing her best. Jackson kind of having some issues there as he's really pushing a little bit past the tires there, as we can see his car slipping around there. We get several cars coming off there, and Jackson with a beautiful coast. This is what Jackson's kind of needing. He's needing to gain 4 laps here, as we can see, to gain back and hold his lead. But Dalton is just not giving it up, folks. Dalton is holding it down. We can see Dalton there with 30 total laps run, 29 for Jay, 28 for Jackson, and 25 for Carson. What's going on? All right, one moment, folks. I got to fix a car.
Always mine. I don't like it. It's always mine. Come on. I'm worried about 1.9 popularity. You don't like Jackson? Me too. Me too. Me too. Me too. Jay, you still? I'm trying to pull up and I'm gonna focus. Passing and you. You're not passing me. You're only 6 laps difference. You're not passing me. He might, but you're not. Even though my last 2 lanes are red and white, but. Jay? You're not passing me. Crash. Crash. No. No. Yes. Don't crash. No. Don't crash. Please don't crash. If you crash into Jackson. I'm trying not to, but I keep hitting people. If you crash, it's crash into Jackson. That's all I gotta say. Only Jackson. Jackson only. Jackson. I got you. Don't worry about it. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. I broke the system. Oh. Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Nah, you won.
All right, just talked to Paul. Paul, let me see that thing. I want to show the folks and ladies and gals and all that up here at Lane's Raceway. So here's what I was talking about earlier about Paul Woosley's tech here. So that's like Cat 6 cable, and his wife has weaved that together for him, also known as Christy Bobby. But anyways, what a beautiful job she's done there. And I asked him if it's got flick, and it does. It's got flick, ladies and gentlemen. I said, John, to just make us up a couple of those, because if one of these wires breaks, you still got 2 more. And that's the beautiful thing about this layout here. He just told me that he just ran the 3-3 out there, so we all know by what we watched here tonight, 3-3 is the average fast pace there on the orange track. So excited to see what Paul can do come this Thursday or next Sunday, depending on when he plans on racing again. But I'll tell you right now, I think this new Gemini chassis he just purchased is going to be up there with Randy and Gabriel for sure if he can hold it in there at that 3.3. Thank you, Paul. exciting to see. I love to see that kind of stuff. That just goes to show you these guys never give up. They're always pushing for that higher mark there. We can see Jackson there, 3 laps down from Dalton, as Dalton gets pushed into second place. Jay Latham now, he has took over first place with 304 total laps, followed by Dalton with 303. 50.7, 50.5 on average are the differences there. We see Jackson now, he's going to move down a little bit, or actually he's moving up, but nonetheless he's going to complete his yellow and his orange. He's got the best opportunity to increase his average over the other guys. The other guys are mainly in the upper portions of the track. So we'll see how this shapes up. Not to leave Carson out, but he is a couple laps average down. He does have his lower 2 lanes left to go. Exciting to see what he can do if he can keep it on. But already running pretty impressive numbers here. 293 before he ran 280 something in his, I think it was 280. No, I think it was 380. He ran 380 something on the previous race, if I'm not mistaken. So he's going to be right about there. It's going to be pretty close, maybe a little bit more. If he gets above 380, he's definitely improving for sure. Minute and 44 seconds. Will be right back with you. Going to leave you yet again with the pinball scores as they're constantly getting more and more scores updated as the night progresses, as we got people out there playing. Minute and 30 seconds. I'll see you guys soon. All right, sorry it took me a little bit. I know you probably heard the cars take off there at the very beginning. I missed a little bit too. I was dealing with a customer. Selling a little bit of weight. Still a lot of tinkering going on here with the guys out there in the LMP series. We see none other than Big Daddy 3 there on Godzilla working his magic on the Jurassic Park pinball machine. But Jay Latham out in the lead by 2 laps. Dalton and Jackson on the same lap, but it looks like Jackson's reeling it in. He's now about 2 laps down still from Jay Latham as Jackson goes to move and make his move if he can. He passes Jay there on the inside, but he's involved in another incident. If he wants to win this race, he's definitely going to have to get that car under control and stop wrecking. As he falls back down to 3rd place. Dalton, not to be messed with here, as he's holding it down there on White Lane, making as many laps as he can, taking advantage of these wrecks that are taking place between the top 2 racers. All he can do right now is just hold it down as much as he can. As his next heat, he's going to be progressing up into the red lane. We'll see Jay move up into the white lane. 3 laps separates Jay from Jackson right now as Jackson takes back over 2nd position as he rolls back down into Dead Man's Corner, giving it everything he's got to be able to stay ahead as he makes another pass there on Jay on Orange Lane. He wants to at least get him at least 1 more lap done on Jay Latham, but my wife catches one of them, I believe, with her shirt or something there. I don't know. But nonetheless, every lap he makes, he keeps losing it. So he's just having some bad luck tonight for sure. Normally speaking, we see Jackson always running up front, and that's what we can see today. But the big surprise here today is rookie newcomer Dalton Darty, his brother, really putting up a fight here, not letting Jackson have too much on him. And we'll see how that pans out in this last heat here. We are now 50.7 on average with Jay Latham, 50.3 and 50.3 with Jackson and Dalton. Of course, Jackson having the better advantage out of all the top 3 racers there going into Orange Lane. We'll see if that one or so lap that he can gain there do him justice over his white lane experience. All he's got to do is keep it on. Now, he does have a lot of experience on orange, and just from what I've known, with Jackson running orange and blue a lot, he's probably got a really good opportunity here to maybe take over first place. He's only 3 laps down. Dalton is 3 laps down too, but he's more on the adequate side here with Jay Latham. They're going to be running kind of neck and neck with each other.
I'm terrified.
But I do believe that Dalton's probably going to hang on to that 3rd position. And if I am a future predictor, I would say that Jackson, if he runs it and he don't wreck, he should be able to take over first position, simply because Jay's up on that upper white lane. He's almost two lanes different. But you're looking at probably about 3 feet difference on the track. 1 minute and 44 seconds left to go, and I'm going to leave you now, this final heat with our current standings, as we'll get those updated here in the next day or so and have that updated on Facebook for you. Got me a little piece of candy there. I'm not usually a candy guy, but T brought in some freeze-dried candies that Glenn's wife got for us. And they're kind of interesting, to be honest. Kind of taste like Fruit Loops in a weird way, but pretty good. We'll see right out of the gate, Dalton there coming off. Not what he wants to see for sure, as that gives the advantage there to Jackson. Not what, of course, what Jay and Jackson want to see is nobody giving any kind of contest to them. Now brought down within 2 laps of each other. Jackson's really going to have to run hard and not get involved in incidents, just like we just seen there. As my wife really hurt Jackson there as he didn't get his car put back on. But in the beginning there, of course, it was Jackson's fault for not kind of keeping an eye ahead and kind of breaking up to wait till she get that car out of its lane. So he's going to have to make up 3 laps now, which unless Jay wrecks, I don't see that taking place. Jay Latham running a very nice white lane, not getting involved in too many incidents, and these guys are not wrecking so hard that they're pushing all the way out to the white lane. So the opportunity given to Jackson is probably going to fall here tonight, as we're going to probably see Jackson settle himself there in 2nd position. Unless he makes another mistake, then Dalton can easily swipe in from behind and take that from him. 48 seconds left to go. And we can see that Jackson is now able to turn 1 lap right at it better than Jay Latham. But like I said, he's really going to have to push hard and push deep to get that. And I can't see it's going to happen. He's too many laps ahead. 2 more laps he would have to make in 15 seconds. That's going to be tough unless Jay wrecks. Because simply it takes about 5 or so laps to catch him, and you're looking at 2.3 seconds a lap. It's almost going to have to be perfect, and I just can't see that happening. 1 lap separates them. 12 seconds left to go. Ooh, narrowly missing a wreck there. He's able to make it around. 7 seconds left to go, and Jay is off the map there. That is what Jackson was hoping for, and wow, did his dreams come true there. They're on the same lap now, folks. That's all it took. 399 at Dalton too. Still in firing range there. Wow. You just never know what's going to happen here at Lanes Raceway. Right there at the end. What a wreck. As we see my wife there with the hooks of life trying to get Jay from out at the center. It's pulling down to 5 seconds left to go. Both these guys on the same lap. So we're going to see my wife get Jay put back on white. That's what separates them, 5 seconds. Now Jackson has a chance here to get him. He's really going to have to run and calm his nerves. Can he keep his nerves in check? Because if he doesn't, it's going to cost him. And the coast got him, folks. The coast got him. Wow. All the way here. What an eventful night we've had here all night with close racing. Jackson close racing with Amani Rex in the Little Rumble. And now we have Jackson wrecking all race long, and he was able to just sneak up in front of Jay, and he is very much celebrating right into the face of Jay to the point that Jay is hysterically laughing. But you can guarantee that Jackson always keeps it colorful. Congratulations. All right, Jay, Jackson, and Dalton, please line up in front of the podium for your picture to be taken. I'm going to definitely have to go out there, folks, and talk to Jackson about his victory, and I'll be right back with you. Jackson, what a finish for a race. This is the second crazy finish that you've had here tonight at Lanes Raceway. Earlier today at 3 o'clock this afternoon, narrowly get in front of Amani. If Amani didn't wreck, he probably would have got you, but yet again, you pulled it off. And then here today, having a lot of wrecks early on, and you was able to reel it back in here on Orange Lane against Jay Latham. Jay Latham flipping off into the center of the field here. Exactly what you wanted. I called it that Jay was going to take this thing home, but you was able to actually inch off in front of him right there at the end there on the High Banks corner. What do you contribute such success from?
A lot. Just a lot.
A lot of success, huh? Okay, well, I'll tell you what, Jackson, you keep surprising me, but the guy that I talked about the most tonight, newcomer Dalton here, he was giving you a run for your money. This guy was straight running speeders around you guys the first couple of heats, and I thought for sure if he would have kept it on, I don't think there would have been anybody to touch him tonight.
I don't know about that one. I mean, I put something in, but I'll keep that a secret.
He said he wasn't 11, brother. He didn't let him get second. Well, thank you, Jackson, for letting me talk to you. Jay, man, disappointing turn events there for the Aflac 99. I did see you over here straight cracking up whenever Jackson was straight up, like, yelling in victory. Dude, I mean, I don't know what else to say, but I feel bad what took place for you. We was kind of rooting for you.
Yeah, well, it happens, but I was involved in a crash at the very end. Put him in front, and he's got a faster car than mine, and I couldn't keep him off.
I'll tell you what. Well, he did put a fresh new set of meats on there today and a fresh motor. We knew he was going to be kind of strong, as we didn't think he was going to be this strong. Early on, he was running pretty slow, but he finally got those brushes broke in. But, Jay, you ran an exceptional race. You was fighting off Dalton and him, both of them wrecking left and right, and just wasn't able to hang in there. Bad circumstance and the turn of events there caused your car to end up in the middle. And you can maybe talk to Daniel Taylor about just getting passed on the coast. It's a harsh feeling.
I know. I've seen it many times.
And I'll tell you what.
Dalton had a fast car also. I mean, it was flying.
It was flying, I'll tell you what. And then he experienced a little bit of an issue there with his car. We got it straightened up. I ended up bending his nose back, and it seemed like that thing was flying. But altogether tonight, you guys kept it within like hundreds of average all night long. Yeah. We can see 50.5, 50.5, 50.1, 49. Carson was right there with them tonight. We can see Carson there turning 392. This is about 10 laps better than what he ran earlier this morning. So we're always seeing that progression of all these guys moving up. I think for the series over with, it's going to boil down to 8 foot on that track. What do you think, Jay?
I wouldn't doubt it.
All right. Well, I hope you guys maybe have got your pictures already taken by T. If not, I hope you guys will stand in front of that podium and represent Lanes Raceway and all your fans. This is Curtly here at Lanes Raceway. We're going to end our interview session right there. I'll come in and tell you guys bye, and I'll see you guys come this Thursday for L&P Thunder Series. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this exciting end of tonight here, Sunday, July the 2nd. Hope you guys enjoy your 4th of July coming up. I know I'm going to have a good time. But God bless you to all of you out there in internet land, and I hope he blesses you. And this is Don McCurtley here at Lanes Raceway, and I'll see you come Thursday for